Assalamu alaikum. This is Naeem Muhammad here in the Dean TV studios at ISNA Detroit 2014. We're doing the behind the music or behind the beat segment here with brother Khalil Ismail. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
He is the benevolent, the giving and merciful. He's so indescribable. His love is irreversible, word undeniable, lyrically untriable, ultimately viable, eternally supplyable, maybe inconceivable, but beautifully believable. The true reality, there's no similarity. Gave us more than charity, peace and prosperity. Why did we never care to see it? We could keep His clarity. The Almighty, the Father metaphorically, but in the history they tried to make His word a mystery.
Yeah, man. So, alhamdulillah, man. You're not a new face to Dean TV. You're on Dean TV already. You're in the mix. I mean, we got you on definitely on the Urban Hip Hop Hour and even in the Sheet Hour and stuff like that. So, yeah. What's the latest with you in the music? What you up to these days?
Inshallah, maybe I hope to break that R&B and all those other genres soon with some music that I'm coming up with.
Okay.
I got a couple projects that I'm working on where I'm really kind of more merging and fusing my talents of singing and rhyming and sometimes just singing. So, okay. I intend to expand my horizons with the music.
You've always been touring, but the last thing I saw, there was a big tour you guys did in the UK. You, Zane, Dow Warnsby, Jeremy. Who else was on? Anybody else?
Yeah, it was in Khalil Ismail.
And Khalil Ismail.
Yeah.
And I saw some of, the behind the beat, behind the music, behind the scenes, and yet, I heard Waiting for the World to Change and some other stuff. So is that what we'd be looking forward to hearing?
Yeah, we're gonna be working on some crazy covers of some songs that are known and conscious within the more popular realm of things.
Okay.
And I may do something with even Dawood on that.
Cool. Dawood Hornsby.
Yeah, Dawood Hornsby.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear, it's not everybody at Dean TV's on first name basis.
That's right.
That's right. Dawood, Dave, my man Dave. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And what inspired you to maybe try another genre of music?
Well, quite honestly, I got kind of bored with rapping, and I still love to rap. It's still my foundation.
Cool.
But as a person who's evolving as a human being, you kind of learn. You kind of just want to expand yourself. And as an artist, you're always trying to challenge yourself and push yourself to the next level, see what you can do.
Cool.
And so, I've been working on my voice a lot, and alhamdulillah, I've been finding out things about it, that I didn't know was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Native Dean has always been about trying to just not fit in the box of any genre. Different terms. People want to use nasheed, people want to use hip hop, people want to use world music, whatever the genre. You can say what you want. We'll keep on making music and see what happens. So, did you feel kind of boxed in by your supporters or by that, or are they go, we like that thing you did, we want more of that, we want to see more of it?
No, I didn't feel boxed in by my supporters. It was just a matter of myself. And I think sometimes as artists and as creative, sometimes we are influenced a little bit too much by our own contemporaries and the people who are around us. And often they are the ones who will put you in a box and say, well, you should only be doing this or you only do this type of thing.
Okay.
And so for me, I'm just why can't I do what I want to do? And if people enjoy it, and so I test it out, and if people enjoy it, I do that. And even if they don't enjoy it, I enjoy it.
And in the Native Dean camp, we call that, I am not afraid to stand alone. Yeah. So,
exactly.
Alhamdulillah. So, now, one of the things I find exciting about what you're doing and which one is amazing is that a lot of people, some people are just niche artists, like you said, maybe they're just in the Muslim community and they're not known outside the community, and then there's some people who are only known in maybe the underground hip hop scene, and their work isn't heard. Now, I know because I follow a lot of things that people, we know you in our community, alhamdulillah, the Muslim community, but also I've seen some magazines that were even mentioning you for your work in the underground. How does that work for you? How does that work for being in so many pots at the same time? How does that work for you?
Well, I found that if you do things that, for me, I grew up Muslim, but at the end of the day, I grew up in a neighborhood, and you grew up in the same area as I did.
West Baltimore, though. West Baltimore.
Yeah, right. So, when you grow up, both, you live a dual existence to a certain extent. And so you see both things. And so what I found that my music reflects what I've seen and what has impacted my heart.
Nice.
And what I have found that is when I do that and, understanding, okay, what audience likes what, then I kind of show, I'm not necessarily going to, perform or the same things to certain. I speak to the people in a language that they understand, whoever I'm talking to.
Excuse me. I love that. And alhamdulillah, like I said, you do it well, and it's being recognized on all sides of the gamut. And in particular, I want you to talk about next is your music being out there in other ways, because now it's being used in film and television now. That's what we're here, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I recently, got a licensing deal with a Fox drama called Gang Related, and
Okay.
it was a song that was used called Focus, which is actually a song that was really about sports and determination. But they took it and they flipped it in such a way where they could use it as a motivational piece for one of their commercials.
Nice.
And then I was also featured on one of Discovery Channel's shows called Oddities.
Okay.
And I did I first did a vocal commercial, and they liked it so much that they asked me to come back and record it visually.
Nice.
So I did a second commercial with them where I was actually featured on it visually as well as audio-wise.
East and West come together now. Yeah, obscure in New York, love to death in Cali. Rival names in the game, but we're one family. What makes us different is the same, so let the wheel unite. From Manhattan to the Bay for one day and night. Show some love to the brothers putting jaws on the wall, and to the ladies with the creepy baby dolls, y'all. East and West dark and dressed, standing side by side. Cause in the end, isn't everybody odd on the inside? The Oddities East-West Marathon, all day August 5th on Science.
So, now tell me, how for young people, because always the young people are checking in Dean TV, they have these dreams of becoming their own CDs and their own things like that. Are there any advice you would give to them, that if they're starting out, or even if maybe not just to starting out, because we always get that, but people who may have been in it for a very long time, but maybe they feel like they're not seeing the light or anything. Is there any inspiration you can give to those people who feel that maybe they're not getting anywhere with what they're doing?
I always tell people to be true to themselves, and the best story you can tell is your own story. It's the most unique story you can ever tell, and that's the one where it will stand out the most. And I find that some people often, when they've been trying it for a while, they've been trying to tell someone else's story.
Okay.
And trying to duplicate someone else's story or path.
Or someone else's success.
And that doesn't work because that was that other person's success and what Allah had written for them. And so the mistake that people make is that. But if you find something that resonates with you and your story, don't be afraid to tell it. That's the one that people will say, okay, I've never heard that before, because it's your story.
Right.
And I think that helps with. And then the other thing is, success is relative. You know what I'm saying? If 5 people like your thing or 500,000 people like it, that's all written. So don't get too down on yourself. You know what I'm saying? This isn't for. Another thing is, it isn't for everyone to be popular, but it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Right.
I don't think you got into this to try to be popular.
No,
I know Abdul Malik didn't get it, and I didn't get into this probably. It's just something that I love to do, and Allah took it from there. And I think people sometimes have to take off this thing where they want to be popular or famous and do it, and maybe Allah will take it off if that's what He intends for you, but don't put so much pressure on yourself for that.
Okay. Now we're talking about new artists, or giving artists a voice, and giving them a platform. And we heard you're working on a platform for artists and creative types.
Yeah, I've been working for a while, a couple of years actually, on a site called MuslimCreators.com, where it will basically feature both profile and products of individuals who either are writing, doing film, or doing music.
Okay.
And basically mainly product based, so that people can kind of search a database that people, because oftentimes people want to find out where performers are, sample their stuff, see where they are, what
Right.
they do, and that type of thing. So I want to provide that platform, and then behind that platform, work with some people even like yourselves on artist
Cool.
development.
Cool. And I know at Dean TV, we're always, I mean, that's great. If you're finding new artists, we're always looking for new content because Dean TV, I mean, we create some content, but we want to also be a platform where once people have content, that they have a source where they can, a place where they can show it and it can be showcased and they're, you know, and alhamdulillah, we're streaming 24/7. Also, you can get it on your Roku and stuff like that. Do you think, what if someone was looking to get in touch? What do they have to do to be featured on with what you guys are doing?
Well, you just email info@muslimcreators.com.
Okay.
And right now the site is still in beta stages. You'll probably be able to see it after this weekend.
Okay.
But it's still in beta stages. It's still coming up. And then basically it's going to be more product based right now. And then, you know, eventually it'll be profile and product based, and that's,
Okay, awesome.
that's the main thing.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, even for me, even I'm always. I mean, we don't really take for granted how far we've come, and you know, I've done a project now, and I feel like I'm starting from zero again. You know, when you're talking about trying a new genre, and it's fun and challenging and like heartbreaking at the same time. But like as you said, just keep trying to tell your story in the best way that you can. And inshallah, if it's written, it's going to happen. If it's not written, I mean, you can have Yeezy beats, you can have Quincy Jones beats, you can have you know, Adam Levine voice, and you can look as good as Khalil, but it might not hit. And it can be somebody like me with a scratchy voice. No, and you can, or anyway, with you know, of what, and then it's written for them. But and hopefully you find enjoyment what you're doing. You find purpose, and inshallah, you know, hopefully you find some other people to find themselves in the work too. Cool, man. So thank you for coming on as always. You know, you always have a home here at Dean TV. And as you said, you want to check out Khalil. Where should they check out your websites?
Well, the main website right now is still KhalilIsmail.com. And then we'll be coming with MuslimCreators.com as a site to feature and profile Muslims who are creating art that is also competing with industry standards and pushing that culture. And also, in the future soon, I hope to be doing some stuff with Dean TV, even
awesome.
show-wise as well.
There we go. All right, so tune in to Dean TV. This has been Dean TV Behind the Beat at the ISNA Convention 2014, Detroit, in the Dean TV studios. Assalamu alaikum and keep the faith.
I am the Dean you need. I am the Dean you love. Please come back to me. I am the Dean you know. I am the Dean you need. I am the Dean you love. Please come back to me.